Hello everyone. This is Built on the Rock Homestead. Excuse all the rabbit poop. I know it needs cleaning. I'm inside my rabbit house right now, where I have a whole bunch of different rabbits. And I just wanted to share what happened this week, or actually I guess it was maybe Sunday. I came out here to fill up the little rabbit bowl with some food and check their water. And before I even got to the building, I heard the unmistakable sound of a rattlesnake. I mean, I knew there was a rattlesnake in the area. I guess the vibration of my feet or something. I don't know how it knew I was around, or if it had been rattling for a while. I don't know. But it was pretty loud. And I immediately was just absolutely terrified. Number one, rabbit happens to be, I've heard, a rattlesnake's favorite food. And so, I was terrified for these guys. I'm just absolutely terrified. I have lost rabbits in the past to rattlesnakes. And so I was terrified. On top of that, rattlesnakes are dangerous. They kill people. I live an hour to a town that even has a hospital. In this kind of situation, they'd have to bring, air life out here. San Antonio is a good 2-hour drive to the University Hospital. It's you don't want to encounter, get bit by a rattlesnake out here. So I was really, really, nervous about the whole thing. And so the first thing I did was I walked around the building on the outside. And I saw nothing. I absolutely saw nothing. And the snake was very, very loud. And it was actually in this corner area here that I was hearing the snake. Well, that made a problem because you can see I have 4 nest boxes in this back wall. Here's the door to the building. And I had these 4 nest boxes with this, second floor for the rabbits to go up. And this pallet was against these nest boxes underneath the ramp. And so I had to move the pallet out of the way. And since I was hearing him in this corner, I first moved this box away. And I didn't see anything. I put it on top of this pallet. And I moved this box. And right behind this box, in the back corner there, was a little rattlesnake. I'm guessing it was maybe 18 inches long. I have heard that baby rattlesnakes have more potent venom than the adults. I've seen smaller. I mean, this clearly, I'm not sure when it was born, if it was a year old or younger, but it wasn't that big. And so this... you can see a little bit of the rock here. There's poop everywhere I need to clean. The foundation is complete solid rock. So shooting, using a gun in here is not even a possibility. I mean, the bullets could have hit me, could have hit the rabbits. I mean, last thing I want to do is get hit, by a shotgun pellets. And so I stepped out and I use this hoe right here to scrape the poop off. It doesn't take much water in here, and rain gets in here all the time, to just make this, that's the easiest way to scrape it. So I had scraped some poop away from the front of the boxes that had built up. And I just whacked that rattlesnake until it was dead. And then I used the hoe to remove it from the building. Well, the sun was going down at the time, so I just didn't have much time to, I could not figure out how it got in that day. But since then I've been looking, and this building was built with the intention of being snake proof. The ground is not level, so underneath the foundation, the wood boards at the bottom, cement was poured in there so that there's just no way an animal could go under. The rabbits cannot dig out, and a snake cannot get in. We did everything possible to, keep the snakes out. Even, this door, nothing's plumb in this building, so we added more wood in the front to make it so nothing could get in or out. Because this entire building is with reused or warped lumber, old stuff. Even this plywood was put on because we had so much rain, and and it was getting in, so it was to keep the water out. Well, when I came over here, the only thing I can figure out, because I'm looking and everything's on the bottom is nailed, but there's a gap here, and this is probably as long as the whole snake high, but there is this gap here, and then the wood's coming down off. Now I don't know if there's a hole anywhere else, but it was in this corner right here that the snake, let me get where you could see better, came in. And so I'm thinking that it must have crawled up into that gap and then down and gotten inside. I just don't see any other place, unless it's hidden by that board, that the snake could have gotten in there. And it was in this corner. Because there's also, the wire was put on and then the cement was added. This thing should have been snake proof. So that just shows you how much effort a snake will go through in order to get into, a building that has what it wants. It was right down below this wood board, this floor here, that the snake was in. And so, if that's how the snake got in, that just amazes me that it was able to get in there, because I look elsewhere and I just don't see any place where there's a gap that the snake could have gotten into. Yeah, I've tried to secure this a few times, but still it would have to crawl up to get through this gap, which needs to be fixed again. And then it would have to crawl all the way back. That would, to me, be even harder. So I'm thinking it was that corner that the snake came into, and that's how it got in. So just think about that when you're building a rabbit colony or a chicken coop or anything like that, these snakes who are determined, they want your chicken eggs, or they want to eat your rabbits, or whatever. And there are babies in the nesting boxes that, a snake's gonna, you've got to plug up every teeny hole. Because they will get in, and they'll do whatever they can to get in. So when you're building stuff, just think about that. Think how small a snake is and how determined it will be to get in. There is the possibility that it came through these wires at, it might have gotten stuck though if it did that. It was had a pretty wide body and a wide head. So, and friends are gonna come help me, screw that board in and fix it. So hopefully this won't ever happen again. But I just wanted to share my experience and And, just something to think about when you are building whatever animal, a barn, whatever it is, that, if a snake or, snakes, mice, they get into some pretty small holes, and you just got to build with that in mind and do everything you can to keep your animals safe. So, hope this helps you think about your building projects, and you have a nice day. And if you like what I'm sharing with you, be sure to subscribe and tap on the bell so you'll be notified. I don't post daily like some other homesteading channels do. I just post when I have something I feel the need to share. So you have a nice day, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.